Hello, my name is Collection Connoisseur. I collect digital thingamabobs in video games, and today, playing Monster Train. This time on Monster Train, we will be doing the next of the expert challenges. Last time we did Pure Chance, where we ended up playing with the Hellhorned champion, the Hornbreaker Prince. Now we're doing Round and Round. Spells hit random targets and units change spots every turn. Oh, how very interesting. So volatile spells, the targets of spells are chosen randomly, and shuffle the position of all units in the train after combat. I guess that includes enemy units too. Alright. That seems like a pretty interesting one. I like this one. So, even though we played with the Hellhorned champion last time, we didn't play with the Hellhorned last time. We're going to be playing with the Hellhorned this time. Hellhorned Stygian, yet again. Hellhorned Stygian. Now, we're going to be doing this. Hellhorned Exiled Champion, Stygian primary starting cards. The Frozen Lance is much better when it hits a random target than when it hits the front enemy unit. I think this is going to be interesting with the Stygian Guard because a lot of the spells hit the front enemy unit. And now it hits a random unit, and that probably is better. Alright, let's get started. Let's hope we can win. I would really like to close out this clan combination. At least close it out to some extent. So we got Hornbreak. Hornbreak is a little bit worse because we don't really get to target it. It's piercing and deals 5 damage twice. We've got 2 of those. But it does hit random units. Energy Siphon is pretty bad. It's pretty bad when you can't choose which enemy unit you hit with the spell. Either this spell or the next spell. So Energy Siphon is pretty weird. Rage Serum is also kind of bad. So Rage Serum is particularly bad because I think that it can hit an enemy unit. That might be true for Hornbreak too. Let's read that more when we see it. Alright, so Seraph the Diligent is our final boss. The first spell card played each turn gets Consume. That's pretty bad. I think this is one of the harder Seraph fights to really do well at. But I think we can take it. Okay, let's read this very importantly. So volatile spells. The targets of spells are chosen randomly. So spells that hit enemy units probably still hit enemy units, but spells that can hit both are really dangerous to play. And then musical chairs makes it so that we can't have a unit that's the back unit. Okay, what in the world are we going to do in this one? Well, first we're going to get an artifact. Volatile Gauge. We could get Volatile Gauge or the first Hell Pact. We actually had both of these in the last run. I really don't mind Volatile Gauge. It makes the Energy Siphon even worse than it already is. But the Volatile Gauge could be amazing as we go on. Because getting it early means that we can take those more expensive things, and the draw 3 every turn is enormous. The first Hell Pact, I don't think we should take it first, not before we have an X-Cost card. And the X-Cost cards in the Stygian and Hellhorned probably hit a random target, so we don't really want that. The Iron Drop Cage could also be pretty bad because we don't get to choose which units to ascend or descend, so ascending or descending units could be pretty bad in this one. Yeah, let's take Volatile Gauge. Alright, what's our second artifact? Token of a Traitor hits a random unit. That's on theme. Or we could draw until we have 10 at the start of battle. Considering Volatile Gauge already makes it so that we draw to 8 on the first turn, this is not very significant. Let's take Token of a Traitor. Okay. Upgrade our champion. So probably Imp Parade is pretty good. Probably. The Queen's Impling is pretty interesting because the spells hit random targets, but the Queen's Impling still hits the front unit. And I think that musical chairs, we still get to add the imps in front. It's just that if they survive, they get added to the back. Ooh, interesting. So I'm thinking Imp Parade. And part of the reason I'm thinking Imp Parade is because having the -1 cost on Imp units is very important when you've got Volatile Gauge. But Imperialist is also pretty interesting because if we kill all the Imp units, that might actually be a pretty decent thing to do. But I think I want Imp Parade. Let's take it. And move on to the first battle. The first battle is going to be hard with Volatile Gauge. I do want that unit draft, though. Let's turn it on, take the unit draft. Hopefully we'll do well, but we could get pretty hurt in this one, honestly. The Token of a Traitor is probably going to help us a fair amount. Okay, Shardtail Queen probably needs to go at the top. Probably. Just so that we have time to do things. We could put the Shardtail Queen at the bottom. I don't know. I'm thinking about playing a Frozen Lance this turn, and a Queen's Impling. And the Shardtail Queen adds a Queen's Impling to my hand. What's probably interesting about this is that it adds it to my hand, we don't draw it, so the Volatile Gauge probably doesn't kick in. That's interesting. Okay, I'm going to play... Maybe we should play a spell first. And I realize that Frozen Lance is pretty nice because it could potentially hit the back one, but Hornbreaker is even better because it would deal more damage. And we can spend this 3 because the Shardtail Queen makes the Queen's Impling free. So let's do this first. And we're not even getting to choose which to try to target. Alright. Ooh, we targeted the wrong one. How sad. How very sad. So, Shardtail Queen with a Queen's Impling in front. Why? Oh, you get damage shield from Slay. I forgot about that. That's actually not good for me. Oh, the damage shield on Slay is actually not very good for me. We did get a bunch of Queen's Implings to put at the bottom. I like that. I like the bunch of Queen's Implings. A Queen's Impling placed at the top or a Frozen Lance placed at the top kills the Collector, which I think is pretty good. And honestly, maybe you are getting to the Pyre and hitting the Pyre twice. We don't want to play the Hornbreak at the bottom, because Hornbreak I think could potentially hit my Shardtail Queen. But we are playing 3 Queen's Implings at the bottom. 3 Queen's Implings at the bottom. Let's start there. Queen's Impling, Queen's Impling. Actually, this one cost 1, but this one costs 0. Alright. So now you're dying, because the Queen's Impling right here hits you. Ooh, that takes off the damage shield, and then you die. Great. Next. I think that we want to play things on other floors. I do want to hit the Collector. What if we play a Hornbreak and a Frozen Lance? We could play a Train Steward instead of one of those. Okay, so we could play the Train Steward in the center, which guarantees that you get hit, even if we don't hit you with a spell. Let's do that. So a Train Steward in the center, and then a Frozen Lance at the top to kill the Collector, and a Frozen Lance either the center or the bottom. I think we want to play it in the center. If it hits you, this means that my Train Steward gets to hit him, which means he only hits the Pyre once. If not, it hits the back one, which means he only gets to hit the Pyre once. So, it's good either way. Okay. Well, so far we're taking 7 damage on the Pyre. And I could imagine that we might take more. We'll find out. So you have a spell shield, not a damage shield. That means that a Queen's Impling would kill you. But we don't have much else we can play. You're going to hit the Pyre for 7 unless we play enough spells to kill you. which I think actually is just 2 Queen's Implings, which is not great. I think I'd rather play a Queen's Impling to take care of this one. And then a Frozen Lance to take care of this one. That allows me to play a Queen's Impling at the bottom, which might be good or bad. Alright, let's do it. Now, you're hitting the pyre for 7, and our units are getting shuffled around, which is good, because that means our queen is in the back, the Shardtail Queen. Ooh, dealing very little damage. Very little damage right now. We really need to kill the Discipled Foot Soldier. And a Frozen Lance might do that. It did, but it did it because of the Token of a Traitor. Alright, so Queen's Impling definitely goes down here. And then we see that we are really not doing much damage. The Rage Serum on the Shardtail Queen could do some damage. Another Queen's Impling would do damage. And then everything else is pretty bad, actually. So let's think about those 2 options. Rage Serum, that means that you're going to deal 6 extra damage and then 4 extra damage. And then 2 extra damage. So in total that means 12 damage with the Rage Serum. Otherwise, if we do a Queen's Impling, it does 10 damage. And we could play a Train Steward on a different floor, which is kind of only the top floor. We can't play Hornbreak. Queen's Impling does 10 damage, but it also means that our Shardtail Queen gets to hit again, so never mind. Queen's Impling is better than Rage Serum. And then we do get to play a Train Steward. Of the things that we can play, there's not many good things. So playing a Train Steward at the top, even with the Ember Train, is probably a good idea. Alright. So right now we're going to take a fair amount of damage from the boss. The Weight of Contrition luckily only costs 1. However, if we play it, we don't get to play anything else. You're going to get 5 damage on this floor, and then 5 damage on the next floor, currently. Which means, currently, the pyre kills you in 3 hits. In order to reduce that more, we have to deal how much damage? How much more damage than we're dealing now? We would have to get you down to 40 life. Which means we have to do 17 more damage than what we're doing now. 17. That's rather unlikely. Placing a Train Steward at the top would do 10 more damage. I guess if we play a Train Steward at the top and one of the Frozen Lances happens to cost 1 next turn, 1 or 2, then we could reduce this, and playing the Weight of Contrition is not worth it. Or we could play a Frozen Lance, because we could play a Train Steward next turn, where we don't get the Ember Drain. But that Train Steward would have to cost less. Okay, I think the best option is Frozen Lance. Frozen Lance, it did an extra 2, right, okay. So I think we're guaranteed to be able to knock you down to 40. I think we're guaranteed. It doesn't help much if we take both Weights of Contrition, though. So 5 damage. The Frozen Lance does an additional 8. We need to do 9. Hornbreak. If only Hornbreak could definitely hit you. Alright, so the Train Steward goes in the back. Train Steward does additional damage, and then we can play the Weight of Contrition. And you're going to hit the pyre twice more. Alright. We got pretty hurt in the first one. Ouch. Alright, we're down to 18 health. That's kind of what we get choosing Volatile Gauge at the beginning, with no good random starting cards to do that. We could get a Molting Imp. We could get the Vent, because if I put a True Stone in it, it's definitely worthwhile. The Hidden Passage is really bad. It's really bad. So the Molting Imp is only decent because of the Shardtail Queen. But is that good? Is that good enough? Maybe? Let's take the Molting Imp. Alright, Titan's Gratitude. Titan's Gratitude hits a random enemy unit, which is so much better than other things. Offering Token is terrible when we've got Volatile Gauge. So I guess it's Titan's Gratitude or nothing. I'm gonna take Titan's Gratitude. Oh, the Demon Fiend is perfect with Volatile Gauge. Great. Let's take that. Alright, we got kind of one good thing. I think we go toward the Merchant of Steel, because making our spells better is pretty questionable when we don't get to choose what they hit. Let's take the Stygian unit first. The Eel Gorgon. Right, so the Eel Gorgon doesn't normally cost 2, but that's the only good thing we can say. It gains multi-strike when we play spells. It's just that playing spells on a floor where the Eel Gorgon is pretty dangerous to begin with. Kind of same with the Guard of the Unnamed. Having incant triggers is not the best for us. I think we're going to skip these. Let's look at the unit essences, though. You know, the multi-strike 1 on our Demon Fiend is pretty nice. The +1 cost is not great, because I think it does take effect even with the Volatile Gauge. But the multi-strike 1 on our Demon Fiend is pretty nice. So we could take the Eel Gorgon with the intent to sacrifice it to the Demon Fiend, eventually. I think I'll take that. But I'm not sure how much I like it. Large Stone. Large Stone on Demon Fiend? Alright. Large Stone on Demon Fiend. And then I think we want a Heartstone on Demon Fiend too. I think so. Alright, so the Demon Fiend is getting big and strong. That's kind of our only good card right now. But it's pretty good so far. Let's go into the next one. I think we can win the next battle, and I'm not really sure after that. Oh, enemy units entering with armor 10. Is that too dangerous for us? I think it's too dangerous for us with only 18 health. I'm very sad about it, though, because we really do want another unit draft, but I can't take it. So the Demon Fiend costs 1, which is great. The Demon Fiend could go on floor 2, because it's not like we're going to put anything else there. Alongside it, I mean. So Demon Fiend on floor 2. The Eel Gorgon is pretty weird. Yeah, the Eel Gorgon is pretty weird because of the shuffle, so we can't put the Eel Gorgon behind very easily. The Shardtail Queen at the bottom with Queen's Implings in front of it is still a pretty decent thing to do. And we could play a Hornbreak first. Let's play a Hornbreak first. Great. So the Hornbreak hit both of them? It did. It hit both of them. That's interesting. So even though it chooses a random target, it actually chose the random target for both damages, which is pretty interesting. I didn't really expect it to be able to do that. So there's the Collector at the top. We definitely want to hit that if we can. Queen's Implings go at the bottom. Queen's Implings at the bottom. We would really like to play a Frozen Lance down here, I think. Better than playing a Train Steward. Better than playing a Train Steward. We could play something at the top, like a Frozen Lance or a Train Steward. Don't really like the Ember Drain, but maybe we do want to play a Train Steward at the top just to put it out there and get it out of the deck. I think I'll do that. So Train Steward at the top. Now at least we have a unit at the top to clean up. And then we do play another Queen Zimpling at the bottom. And we're going to play a Frozen Lance down here too. Maybe we should play the Frozen Lance first. It doesn't matter which order we do it in, actually. Let's play the Frozen Lance first anyway. Okay. It hit the front one. It's kind of annoying, because the front one is taking the Shardtail Queen damage. Now, the middle, we could play the Titan's Gratitude in the middle. What we really want to do is kill the Reconciler so the Demon Fiend can hit the back one, but we can't reliably do that. We could play just a Frozen Lance and hope, or a Titan's Gratitude and hope. The benefit of playing Titan's Gratitude is that if it hits the back one, at least it hits the back one for a lot. And then we just don't play Imps this turn, I guess, because they're not doing anything for us. So if we play the Frozen Lance, we get to play Sinner's Burden. Let's do the Frozen Lance. Hit the wrong one. How unfortunate. Even the Token of a Traitor hit the wrong one, which is very sad. So we got very unlucky there. You're going to do 4 damage to the Pyre currently. It's not great. We would have to do 30 damage to you to prevent that from happening. Titan's Gratitude does 25, though. So a Titan's Gratitude plus a Queen Zimpling at the top would do it. Okay. I think I might do that. Let's do Queen Zimpling at the bottom, though. Queen Zimpling at the bottom. Queen Zimpling at the bottom. And then we could play a Titan's Gratitude and a Queen Zimpling at the top. Because you're not getting past my Demon Fiend. Yeah, you're not getting past the Demon Fiend, so it's really the top that's the problem. So if we play a Queen Zimpling and Titan's Gratitude, that solves the top. And we can play Hornbreak here to hopefully kill one of those. We killed both of them. How interesting. Alright, well, we did actually win this one without taking any damage, because of our Demon Fiend and dealing with that one. We really want to sacrifice our Eel Gorgon soon, though, as you can see. Alright. These are pretty bad. The Ritual of Battle would be wonderful if it weren't for volatile spells. It's only good right now if it happens to, like, if we can play it on a floor where only our unit is. Which doesn't really happen in the Last Divinity fight, for example. So it's pretty bad. We could take the Fledgling Imp. It's the only thing that's somewhat valuable here, because of my Shardtail Queen. Let's take a Fledgling Imp. I feel so weird about this, though. And then Crypt Builder. Alright. Or Ice Tornado. Both of those are good choices. Helical Chrysalis is not bad either. This is exactly the pack we want to see. If every card pack was this, we'd be okay. So, Ice Tornado is basically unchanged. Crypt Builder sometimes hits one of the back units and then pushes it to the back, which is weird. But it does more damage if we upgrade it. I don't know. I think I want Ice Tornado. The Permafrost is nice too. Okay, we probably want to duplicate our big dude. Yeah, I think we want to duplicate our Demon Fiend, because it's the only good card in our deck. So let's go to the right. I think that we should visit the Stygian banner first, and not take either of those. Both of those are pretty bad with the current effects. Let's take the Concealed Caverns next, see what it gives us. Haha, so this one is a pretty dangerous to offer health with. We could offer wealth, though. Let's offer wealth. Let's offer wealth again. Collection of Tails. Rage does not decay on friendly units. It's not too bad. If only we had something that applied rage to only our own units, like Fledgling Imp. But currently only Fledgling Imp. Okay, well, let's get our artifact next. The Forever Flame could be really nice. It could be really nice. I don't know if we care about the other ones that much. Capricious Reflection is always good. It's especially good because it's as early as it is. Golden Vault, I don't know about. So it's really Capricious Reflection or Forever Flame. The big thing about Forever Flame is that if we sacrifice the Eel Gorgon to a Demon Fiend, we're only going to get to do that to one of them because we're duplicating a Demon Fiend now. But if we do that, then the Demon Fiend might cost 4 with the Volatile Gauge. This will make that cost 2. And then we get to play other spells in our hand. So I think I'm going to do this, Forever Flame, and I'm not sure if it's the correct choice. I'm not sure. But I think it's the correct choice for the current time, which is not saying too much. Alright, duplicated Demon Fiend. We now have 2 good cards in our deck. Actually 3, because we also added the Ice Tornado. Those are the good cards in our deck. 2 Demon Fiends and an Ice Tornado. Everything else we want to remove. Talos the Architect. Empowering Offense. Fine. Fine, I guess. So, Demon Fiend can go in the center. We've got 2 of them, so putting 1 in the center is fine. Do we put the Shardtail Queen at the bottom? Kind of feel like we still do. And then the next Demon Fiend goes at the top. I think we save this Ice Tornado, because, you know, Shardtail Queen and 2 Queen's Implings kills these. We could even play a Frozen Lance to kill the last one, keep all of the Queen's Implings, but I don't think that's a good idea. Maybe what we do is we play Energy Siphon on the boss, or just a Frozen Lance on the boss. The Energy Siphon is nice because Ice Tornado does more damage, but that's kind of it. So maybe we just do Frozen Lance. Could do the Ice Tornado right now and hit the boss with it. Let's do a Frozen Lance for sure. And then we consider playing Ice Tornado rather than playing it next turn to deal with normal units. Let's do the Ice Tornado. Okay. Now, we're putting a Demon Fiend at the top. That's the easy thing to do. So that's the easy question. Next question. At the bottom, we want to play spells, because the Token of a Traitor might kill the back ones, or the volatile spells might kill the back ones. How about that? We killed both of the back ones. Now we want to do a Queen's Impling in front, and then we're going to play the other Frozen Lance here. Better here than hitting the boss? Is that true? I don't know. Is hitting this one better than hitting the boss? Hitting this one is only good if we can cause it to die, which we don't. Frozen Lance does 8 damage, Queen's Impling does 10. I mean, that does actually work. It's just that we would be left with no space to put more Queen's Implings, which I'm not sure if that's good. Let's do it. So, Queen's Impling, come on, anywhere is fine. And then Frozen Lance. We've got one space to put a Queen's Impling in the center, or in the bottom still. Which is good in case the Queen's Implings ended up in the wrong place, or we just want to play a Queen's Impling. This would have been a good time to play Rage Serum, but we can't. So I think we just play Queen's Impling. How are we getting so much damage? Because you are dealing 8 damage with Sweep? Oh my. And then the boss kills our Shardtail Queen, even if we put more Queen's Implings down here. Well, that's kind of sad. That's unfortunate that we're losing our champion already. And there's nothing we can do about it, because we can't kill the back one or Talos the Architect, so we just lose our champion already. Okay, well, we were depending on things that were not our champion, but I was hoping not to depend on them so much yet. The Molting Imp at the bottom is good. You're taking 65 damage. It would be nice to deal you more. I guess we can play Energy Siphon here. Even if it hits my guy, it doesn't do anything. So I guess we play Energy Siphon. Ooh, it hit the boss. How about that? And then I think we play Molting Imp. Bam. We probably should play more things, like the Train Steward and the Fledgling Imp, and a Queen's Impling. So, Train Steward, I'm going to put the Queen's Impling in the back, because then at least we know that it won't be in the back when the things shuffle. Alright, so the bottom now has attack power. You are actually going to make it to the top unless we kill this back one after you shuffle next turn. Interesting. Can we do that? We might be able to do it with a Frozen Lance or a second Frozen Lance. I think playing Hornbreak is too dangerous. Maybe we should start with Energy Siphon? Energy Siphon. Actually, I really want to play the Rage Serum here. Let's start with the Frozen Lance. No. Let's do the Energy Siphon. It hit the boss with the Energy Siphon again. Alright, there we go. Now I'm happy with what's happening at the top. So let's play a Rage Serum basically on this Demon Fiend, because we can force it to be on that Demon Fiend this particular turn. The boss is getting no damage. Why is that? You're getting no damage because it takes us so long to get through you. You kill that one, you kill the Train Steward? Wow, alright. Well, that's why. kind of nothing bad is happening on the second floor because you kill this one and then the next one kills the back one. So let's focus on the bottom. We definitely want to play Ice Tornado, especially when the boss has Spell Weakness 2. Let's start there. Great, we did some damage to the boss. Next, we don't have space for Train Stewards, they're pretty terrible. We can play 2 Frozen Lances and do 16 damage. Okay, that's what we're gonna do. Okay, we win on 4-2. Great. I wasn't sure if we would win on 4-2, but we do. So, we win. With our 2 Demon Fiends, the only good cards in our deck. Spike of the Stygian is terrible because we can't target it. One-Horn's Tome we actually get to target, but I think it's pretty bad because none of our units have armor. And Dark Deal we don't get to target. Well, I feel like that's pretty bad. Okay, let's skip. I mean, technically I want these, but not a whole lot. We could sacrifice one of these to one of the Demon Fiends. It's just that, how good are these effects on Demon Fiend? Not great. Let's skip. I do think we want Fell's Remorse or Light of Seraph. Because we got the Forever Flame, I'm thinking Light of Seraph might be good, but I think we might still take Fell's Remorse first. Because then we could play more cards. Right now, playing more cards hasn't been very good because there's so few cards we want to play. But I hope in the future we can change that. So on the right is an Unstable Vortex, which is very good for us. On the left is a Merchant of Steel, which is a little bit worthless. And a Hellhorned unit, which might be good, but maybe we don't take it. Alright, so we go to the right. 20 Pyre health. Let's get an artifact next. Titan's Claws is fine. Winged Steel, I typically think is good. Titan's Claws would make our one frozen card free the next turn. I think let's take Winged Steel. It's better overall. Okay, so the Imp Parade adding Fledgling Imps. Is that better than adding Queen Zimplings? I don't know. It makes the Shardtail Queen stronger. Rally plus 10 also makes the Shardtail Queen stronger. Let's take the Imp Parade too, I think. I don't know if the Queen is really going to be doing that much. The Train Stewards are pretty terrible because we can't fit them. So even though other cards are also kind of useless, the Train Stewards are particularly useless. Extreme Stone. Extreme Stone could go in Ice Tornado. We put the Extreme Stone in Ice Tornado, and then the most important thing here is the Engage Pact, where we sacrifice the Eel Gorgon to one of our Demon Fiends. So now one of our Demon Fiends has Multi-Strike 1. That's very important. Okay. Now we discover if Demon Fiends are enough. I think they're not enough, is the thing. I believe we're going to not do so well. You grant haste. Haste is pretty bad. And again, I don't think we can take the trial. We don't take the trial. It's too important to that Token of a Traitor to be able to kill things. And because of the haste givers, we have to put the multi-strike Demon Fiend at the top. So you're going at the top, you're going in the center. It's very nice to draw both of you on turn 1, by the way. And then this is actually pretty nice because the Molting Imp kills the back 2 on turn 1. The Energy Siphon is pointless? It's pointless. Let's not play it. So Molting Imp kills both of those. We could play a Queen's Impling as well. I don't see much value in that, so let's not do it. I don't see much value in the Energy Siphon, but I guess it's not doing anything. Or it's only potentially good. How about that? It was good. It doesn't say enemy unit, does it? Oh, it does! It does say enemy unit, so it's never going to hit my own units. That's good to know. Now we start getting Fledgling Imps, which I don't know if those are much better. I do really want to kill the Collector. We could play an Ice Tornado to guarantee that we kill the Collector, although playing an Ice Tornado at the bottom is also very good. Let's play an Ice Tornado at the bottom. Okay, next. We're going to play a couple of Imps and Fledgling Imp. Couple of Imps. Let's put the Imps in the back, because we know that things are going to be shuffled around. We got a 0-cost Train Steward. Wonderful. Alright, so the hope to kill the Collector is Titan's Gratitude. We didn't. Darn. Collector's still alive. Another Fledgling Imp at the bottom is pretty nice. We have 2 of them. Let's put a Fledgling Imp at the bottom. We would really like to kill the Clipped Conduit again. And we can potentially achieve that with Frozen Lances. Especially because of Token of a Traitor. Token of a Traitor has been a great pick, by the way. Let's start with Energy Siphon. And then Frozen Lances. There we go. We don't want to play the Hornbreak because it could actually hit my own units. So Frozen Lance. We could play a Fledgling Imp at the top to give you Rage, which is pretty cool. It's just that we don't get to get rid of the Fledgling Imp ever. And it gives us Ember Drain next turn. The Ember Drain next turn is not very important. So let's play it. You guys can shuffle around, but at least you got some Rage. So I think this one is going just fine. We got the Ice Tornado at a pretty good turn to get Ice Tornado, I have to say. So Fledgling Imp goes here. We know that much. Ice Tornado we're almost definitely playing. Are we playing something else first, like a Frozen Lance? Frozen Lance first, because if we hit either of the hits against the Clipped Conduit, it takes the damage shield away. Sure. Great, we got rid of the damage shield. Now Ice Tornado. Did not hit the back one, but now we kill the back one with our units. Great. Alright, the bottom is actually doing stuff now. I guess the Fledgling Imps were a good addition. So we can play a Fledgling Imp at the bottom, but it might be better to play it next turn when we know it goes in front, and we know we're going to get one. So let's wait until next turn. The Rage Serum. We really want to play that at the top and hope that it hits the Demon Fiend. It did not. Oh well. Oh well. So this turn we play the Fledgling Imp first. Fledgling Imp first. We're doing a fair amount of damage, but we really do have to kill the back one. The Ice Tornado could do that. The Titan's Gratitude could do that. The Frozen Lance could do that. We can play 2 of those. I guess we don't play Frozen Lance. So Ice Tornado first. Great, and then we play Titan's Gratitude. Okay. And then our Demon Fiends very easily win the rest of the time. The Porcupine stands no chance against the power of Demon Fiend. Okay, that one went just fine. Impish Scholar. So all of these are pretty questionable. The Impish Scholar is another imp. It gets back a consume spell, of which we have Rage Serum, which we want to remove from the deck. So, not that. Imp in a Box is a consume spell that gets us imp cards that we can't play anywhere, because they just don't fit. And then Branding Right we don't get to target, so it's pretty bad. Okay, skip. We don't get to target Spike of the Stygian, nor Drain, nor Urchin Spines. Skip. Alright. Well, can't say that it's going great. I think we should go to the left here because of the Unstable Vortex. We just have too much trash in the deck. Duplicating a card would be nice, because duplicating more Demon Fiends is good, but I don't know. We're gonna have a duplicate at the end unless we go to another Vortex. I'm thinking about duplicating Demon Fiends because they're the only good cards in the deck. So here's our chance, unless we go to the Unstable Vortex right now, which I also want to do. This is the only other time that we get to duplicate. Man. Maybe we do go to the right, so that we get more multi-strike Demon Fiends. It means that we don't have a good place to put our champion anymore, but honestly, is the champion doing much? It did something that last one, but I'm not sure that it's doing much. I think let's go to the right, because we really need that duplicate. Let's look in the Divine Temple first. Value Stone we don't really need. Purge Stone is a way to purge things. Engage Pact would be fine if we had a unit essence that we wanted to put on this Demon Fiend, on the non-multi-strike Demon Fiend. I don't think we do. So let's go to the Concealed Caverns. One of the Concealed Caverns would be absolutely amazing for me. It is not this one, but this one's not bad. So the one I was thinking of, just to say, is the one that you can make a unit really tiny or really big, because if we made tiny Demon Fiends, we could put multiple of them on the same floor. That would be great. Railforger's Hammer gets us closer to that, but not much closer. History of the World gets us a lot closer, because a Demon Fiend costs 4 space. So the History of the World could add 3 space, which means we only need 1 more space. That means that if it hits the top or the bottom, we can already have 2 Demon Fiends. I think we like that one. And we definitely don't want Frozen Nostalgia. Yeah, I think the manual, History of the World. I've never taken this one either. Alright. Now we get to duplicate our best Demon Fiend, the Eel Gorgon Demon Fiend. I decided we didn't want these unless we wanted the Purge Stone. Don't want the Purge Stone right now. It might be the best stone that we're going to get, though. What else are we going to do that earns pack shards? I don't know. We'll add another stone to the Ice Tornado sometime. So let's not worry about adding a Purge Stone, just for pack shards. Mark of Invasion. Is it bad for us or fine? If it might be fine, we should probably take it because 150 gold could do good things. Let's take it. It definitely makes it so that we can play spells at the very beginning more effectively. The middle got the big one. That's unfortunate. The middle is the only one that can't hold 2 Demon Fiends. We did get all 3 of our Demon Fiends in our opening hand, which is kind of incredible, actually. We can play all of our cards, too. So the Ice Tornado could just take out the top floor. And then we could put a Shardtail Queen and a Demon Fiend in the center floor. Kind of like it. And then, of course, we put a Demon Fiend at the bottom. Thinking if there's any change we make to this. Just so that we use our Ice Tornado better. Because the Ice Tornado is best at the bottom. Or in the center. Actually, the Ice Tornado is good in the center because it takes out all of them with the Token of a Traitor. Most likely it takes out all of them at the bottom. But you see, if we don't take out the ones at the top, then they just get stronger. We could play a Queen's Impling with a Demon Fiend to take out the top. Okay, I'm willing to do that. So what we're doing is we're doing a Queen's Impling in the back, weirdly in the back, and then a Demon Fiend. I have to decide which one. Do I want the multi-strike one? Actually, if we do the multi-strike one, we can keep the Queen's Impling in the front. How about that? Let's do that. That also avoids Ember Drain. So now, in the middle, I think we want the multi-strike ones in the middle and the top, so that they can kind of be in the back, because we don't get to choose. And then Shardtail Queen goes in the middle right now. Queen's Impling goes in front, so it gets hit. And then Ice Tornado at the bottom, which kills all of them. And then a Demon Fiend at the bottom as well. Alright. That was a pretty good first turn, you know? We got very lucky to get all 3 Demon Fiends in the opening hand. We do want the Fledgling Imp to be played. It could go at the top or the middle. The Hornbreaks are pretty bad. We could play a Queen's Impling at the bottom. Queen's Impling followed by a Titan's Gratitude and a Frozen Lance at the bottom. We could play a Hornbreak because it's very unlikely to hit my Demon Fiend. So let's consider that. What do we want to do with the Fledgling Imp? I think we want it in the center. I'm going to put it anywhere but the front, so that it shuffles around. I'm actually curious. Does this shuffle them in a very specific order? Like, does the back one always go to the front? Let's try to pay attention to that. Does the back one go to the front and then this one go to the back? Let's see if we can tell how the randomness works, if it works a particular way. So I want to play a Hornbreak, a Frozen Lance, a Titan's Gratitude, and a Queen's Impling. We want to play the Queen's Impling after we play a Hornbreak. Hornbreak first. Perfect. Now we play Queen's Impling. And then we play... We could now play another Hornbreak, and then 2 Frozen Lances. The greatest chance to kill both of those. Let's do it. It did hit our Demon Fiend once. Unfortunate. So then we play the Frozen Lance. And a Frozen Lance. Okay. You're going to deal a lot of damage to, presumably, the Fledgling Imp, if we got our musical chairs order correct. Who knows if there is a correct order, though. Okay, so what happened? Previously... So those are in the same order. Those shifted back, he shifted up. So I think all of them are shifting back. So the Shardtail Queen should be in the front next turn. Well, it's going to be in the front no matter what the shifting order is, because he's going to be dead. Okay. So we don't get to figure it out this time. The Molting Imp at the bottom could kill most of them, but not all of them, which is unfortunate because the big ones are the back ones. Well, what do we do? Do we play the Molting Imp? I think we do. Do we play the Fledgling Imp at the top? I think we do. The problem with playing the Fledgling Imp at the top is that we don't get to choose much of anything. Much of anything. We never get to kill it off if we want to kill it off. And we get damage. And we get, not damage shield. We get, what is it called? Ember Drink. We could do the Rage Serum. Should have thought about that before playing that Imp. But we could have played Rage Serum. The problem with the Molting Imp is that it adds 4 attack to all of these. It's just that if we're going to kill any of those, then we're going to have to do that anyway. Yeah, let's play the Molting Imp. Molting Imp. And then we play 2 Frozen Lances, because they have a chance to hit the back ones. Great. Oh, we hit the back ones the entire time. That was the best possible outcome. Great. Best possible outcome. Man, the 2 that have 10 health are back. We are going to play a Fledgling Imp. We actually don't want to play a Fledgling Imp in the center, unless we can play it in the back. We could play a Fledgling Imp at the bottom, so that it takes one of the hits. I like that. Fledgling Imp at the bottom. Now we want to play spells at the bottom. I guess we're going to play... You know, if we could target, we would play Hornbreak and kill one of these. But we can't target, so we play 2 Frozen Lances. It did kill the 1 health one. If we get super lucky, we'll hit this one with both the 6 damage and the 2 damage. We did not get super lucky, as it turns out. Alright, well, we are going to draw Ice Tornado at some point. We drew Ice Tornado. So Ice Tornado takes them out, saves 30 health on our guy. Or we could save the Ice Tornado if we think that we can do better. We might be able to do better. So if we play Titan's Gratitude, that most likely kills one of these. Let's start there. Titan's Gratitude most likely kills one of those. We can play a Fledgling Imp in front so that it takes the first hit. We could have played a Queen's Impling, actually, and just taken that one out, but I wanted to add the Rage, because the Rage is great and doesn't go away. So now we could do a Frozen Lance, but the Frozen Lance can't kill one of them, so there's really no point. I guess we play Rage Serum, and we played Rage Serum at the top, hoping that it hits the Demon Fiend. It did. How fortunate. Alright, I think we're prepared for the boss. Let's take it. So we start with Ice Tornado, I think. We could start with Frozen Lance, because it might hit the back one, and then the Ice Tornado would be better. I guess we can start with Fledgling Imp no matter what. So, Fledgling Imp, and then we do... Wow, you're dying before you get a hit on the Self-Made Harpy? That's scary. Alright, so Frozen Lance next. It actually hit the front one, of all things. Frozen Lance next. Hit the front one again. Ice Tornado. The front one still didn't die? Okay, so we're dealing 0 damage to the boss this first turn? That's really scary. Hopefully we can do better next turn. Okay, we're at least doing 290. The Fledgling Imp is the best, definitely. That increases it to 520. And then we can play four of spells. The Energy Siphon is guaranteed to hit the boss, and the Titan's Gratitude is guaranteed to hit the boss. So we can actually do 50 damage to the boss. Guaranteed with these. Okay. And then next turn we should kill the boss, especially because those shuffled around to the right order. Alright, we win. Our Demon Fiend almost dies, though. We might be able to change that with Ice Tornado, but without playing anything, our Demon Fiend almost dies to this boss. Jeez. So that was close, which is scary because we don't get a lot of chances to make our deck better, honestly. Important Work would be good, it's just that it's not going to cost 0. It might still be good, though. Because then we could play a Rage Imp, sacrifice it, and play another Imp. It's just that it's not going to cost 0 is the problem. I think we still take it. Definitely better than Fire Chopper. Okay, well, don't know how well I feel about that choice. So the Cuddle Hex we don't really care to sacrifice to a Demon Fiend. Frenzied Swarm. Applies Daze to enemy units. I think we want that. Okay. Well, what are we doing here? Going to the right is good. We get a free artifact and we get to pay for 1 or 2 artifacts. I think that's much better than the left, especially since we don't really want to do anything in a Merchant of Steel. Our Demon Fiends are fully upgraded. Okay, so we're going to the right. Let's look at our random artifact. Trader's Quill does basically nothing. Split Anvil is pretty nice with the Volatile Gauge. It'd be better if we had better spells, but it at least is good. Let's peek in the Divine Temple before we make another choice. Twin Stone? We could put a Twin Stone on Frenzied Swarm. We could put a Twin Stone on Ice Tornado, since it's our good spell. It's just that the spell chain I mean, it's going to cost extra, but that kind of helps with Split Anvil, and it'll still be permafrost. Thinking about it. Totem Fragment isn't terrible. The Unbroken Horn isn't terrible. Wing Clippings doesn't really do much. We could always re-roll. The Unbroken Horn might be good. We just have to have more things that we want to play for it to be good. Which, you know, it's kind of a problem with our current build. Apply Spell Weakness 2 to enemy units when they enter the floor below the Pyre Room. For enemy units that get there, that is good. If we take this and we re-roll, we probably can't afford another one, right? No, we probably can afford another one. Let's do this. Let's spend our money. So, Totem Fragment, re-roll. I don't think I care for these. Jack Strips isn't too bad. It's not too bad. Since I don't get to target the spells and the conduit guys, this kind of kills the conduit guys on its own. Even though it's kind of another token of a traitor, kind of. Jack Strips actually does something. It doesn't do much is the problem. I'm gonna take it anyway. I would have preferred Unbroken Horn, though, in retrospect, if I could have gone back. And then I do think that we Twin Stone the Ice Tornado. Okay. You know, we're at 100 pack shards, going into Archus, Darkness Incarnate, and I do not know how long this deck is going to survive. The Shattering Dark Shard. When one of my units dies, it gives me a weight of contrition. That's kind of bad with the imps. It's kind of bad with the imps. The middle floor got it again. Very unfortunate. I want to stack 2 Demon Fiends on top of each other, and it has not given me that chance yet. We also can't really play spells at the bottom. This is an unfortunate first turn. I guess we play this Demon Fiend and the Shardtail Queen in the center again. Maybe we play the Train Steward at the bottom so it dies? Let's do that. Get rid of the Train Steward. And then play this Demon Fiend here with the Shardtail Queen. We want the Shardtail Queen in front this turn, so it ends up in the back next turn. We got a Frozen Lance, which we can't really afford to play at the bottom. We could play the Queen's Impling and Important Work It, which would give us one of these cards. But if it gave me a Demon Fiend, I'd be very sad unless the Demon Fiend cost 1. Which it's likely to because of the Forever Flame. But the Eel Gorgon one isn't guaranteed to. Let's do it. So, Queen's Impling, Important Work. We don't get to choose the imp that we sacrifice. What? There's a valid target. What are you giving me? Alright. And then we drew something that we didn't care to play. Okay, well, you know, not the best. I like that the 2s die immediately, though. So we did get our Demon Fiends. Let's play our Demon Fiends. 1 Demon Fiend at the top, and we really can't avoid the Ember Drain, so don't bother. 1 Demon Fiend at the bottom. The Molting Imp could go at the bottom, but it would give us a weight of contrition if we did that, unless we put it in the back. could put it in the back, and then it'll be in the front next turn. I kind of like that. Okay. The Fledgling Imp, of course, goes in the center, so that we do more damage. We've got an Ice Tornado. We didn't feel the need to play Ice Tornado. Not really. We could play it here. It would kill the Clip Reflector. Save 5 damage. It would give us another Ice Tornado, which would cost 3 for next turn. I don't know. It doesn't really do much in the center floor. I'm gonna play it. So we've got a 3-cost Ice Tornado for next turn. It does make our other spell cards cost 0 when we play it. It hit you both times. I was hoping to hit Archus, Darkness, Incarnate one of those times. Ooh, the Rage Serum. We could actually do that on our top unit. Neat. Okay. No spells at the top. Got it. The bottom has an unfortunate guy back there, but we can play the Ice Tornado, killing everything, making everything else cost 0. You know? Don't mind it. Let's do it. Ice Tornado, kill everything, make all of these cost 0. Not that we want to play them, because of the Looming Dark Shard. Okay, so it didn't have much benefit. The Fledgling Imp that cost 1 gets played on this floor, and we're going to put it in the middle. Because if it gets shifted back and then shifted in the front, that is perfect for it to be where I want it on the turn that it's going to matter where it is, probably. Let's hope. And then a Fledgling Imp at the top is also pretty decent. Fledgling Imp at the top. Okay. And then we're done for this turn. We really have so little we want to play. We could play the Energy Siphon on the boss, but there's a Looming Dark Shard. It would make these Frozen Lances cost more. Is that bad? Is it bad for those Frozen Lances to cost more? I'm gonna say no, and the Hornbreak we don't care at all. Okay, let's actually do it. Who cares that those cost more? Shattering Dark Shard is fine. At the bottom, there's not much we can do. We could play an Energy Siphon in the middle. Hit the boss again. And then the bottom, there's just not much we can do on the bottom. We could play a Hornbreak. If the Hornbreak hits our imp, it's actually good for us. Okay, let's play it because if it hits the imp, we like that. Oh, it hit the imp. Alright, so now we get to play Fledgling Imp here. Neat. I didn't watch where you went, but you're not in front like I was hoping you would be. So you do not go the place that we want you to go. We could play an important work, though, to sacrifice you this turn. Looming Dark Shard at the bottom. We could play an Imp at the bottom. We save the Ice Tornado for the future. Okay, so important work in the center. And then we play a Fledgling Imp in the front. And then... You know, I'm not sure if it's good or bad to have the Shardtail Queen and a Demon Fiend together. It's been really nice. I was kind of hoping to put 2 Demon Fiends together, but maybe the Shardtail Queen and a Demon Fiend is better, so we get to constantly play a Fledgling Imp with the Demon Fiend? I don't know. At the bottom, we're going to play an imp, but not a spell. So, we play an imp. Oh, you've got sweep. So, playing the imp just did 10 damage. In the center, we could play spells, which would do basically nothing, but we can do it anyway. We don't want to discard our hand because we have Ice Tornado. Okay, whatever. So we don't want anything to die at the top, that's fine. We play a Fledgling Imp in the center, as we do every turn. We could play the Ice Tornado in the center. It would almost definitely kill this back one. And it would probably deal you 100 damage. So you would still have enough to kill the Fledgling Imp. I guess we want to do that. Great. Oh, but now we've got a 4-cost Ice Tornado. Right. Well, we'll use it at some point, I guess. In the meantime, this floor is sad. We can play an Energy Siphon, and then if the Frozen Lance hits that back when it's really good, or if the Hornbreak hits that back when it's really good. Maybe we should play a Queen's Impling first, because we don't mind the Hornbreak hitting the Queen's Impling. Then there's a smaller chance that it hits the back one. What? What about the spell weakness? Oh, you got that 2 damage from the Token of a Traitor. Got it. Well, we got unlucky. In that case, let's play a Queen's Impling and just save 6 damage on you. And we'll have to deal with you next turn. Which is unfortunate. Looming Dark Shard in the center. That means we just want to play Fledgling Imp. Which means you're going to take 15 damage because we don't kill this one. Okay, that's how it is. At the bottom, we could play this Ice Tornado. It makes everything else free. Means we could do a bunch of spells. And we don't have a 4-cost Ice Tornado anymore. Would we prefer to keep the 4-cost Ice Tornado? I don't think so. Let's play it. Because then we get to play lots of spells. Ooh, the Important Work. Unfortunate. We actually probably wanted that next turn. Oh well. I think that we beat the boss without too much trouble. Although, you're only taking 75. The Fledgling Imp helps. Yes, Fledgling Imp helps. We can even Important Work it, although, is that worth it? Probably not. Fledgling Imp doubles the damage that you take. More than doubles, of course, because it also adds rage. Frenzied Swarm is not bad, because then you're dazed for a turn. And playing a Frozen Lance would get rid of one of your spell shield. Okay. So, Frenzied Swarm. The bottom one didn't do too much, but it's the one we expect not to do too much. This one is a big one. When we play a Fledgling Imp first. Fledgling Imp increases it by a lot, and then we could play a Frozen Lance to take out one of your spell shield. Although we don't really need to play much anymore, because you definitely lose on the top floor. Okay, you lose on the top floor, but we're going to hit you with Ice Tornado. Okay, that one went pretty well. Actually, pretty well. Deep Offering. Deep Offering is not bad. Transcend Imp is amazing. Transcend Imp is amazing. We have to play Transcend Imp. Okay, well, that was a very easy choice. Do we take a Fel's Remorse again? Or do we take Light of Seraph? I think we take Light of Seraph. That means we can fit more imps. Ooh, what's going on here? The child eventually grew tired of judgment and bored of this realm. Oh, interesting. This is the same thing as where we got the book. But we're just getting a divine artifact. I'm going to take a divine artifact. Friendly units enter with armor 10. When played, your champion gains 100% attack. It's fine. The champion does have attack. Do we want Divine Scorch Steel? It makes the imps not die, is the thing. And we actually do want our imps to die. So I think we take the Divine Mark of a Champion. Okay, well, next ring. Alright, with the amount of trash that we still have in the deck, we probably really need to go left. So let's go left. Take the Forgotten Boons. Let's get our champion upgrade. So the Welder Helper is weird. So if we did Imp Parade 3, the fact that we got a Welder Helper is weird. But we do get 2 imps every turn. The Imperialist kills all the imps every turn, which is kind of nice. It only kills the imp units where the Shardtail Queen is. But that does mean that we get to add multiple imp units to that floor. Or even if we just add one, it dies every turn, so we get to keep adding the fledgling imps. Okay. Kind of like Imperialist. Just because it kills the imps. But only because it kills the imps? Okay, interesting. I'm trying to think of the Last Divinity fight. And the problem with the Last Divinity fight is the Shardtail Queen kind of doesn't go anywhere. We can't put it in the middle floor because it would die really fast. We can't put it at the bottom for the same reason. And if we put it at the top, it dies in 3 turns. So the champion is going to be terrible in the Last Divinity fight. I think we still take Imperialist. Okay. Let's take our artifact next. When you summon your first imp unit each turn, gain 1 ember and draw 1 card. How nice. As long as our Shardtail Queen is alive, that's very good. After the Shardtail Queen dies, it's still okay. The Queen's Tail goes with the Shardtail Queen. Merchant of Magic. What can we upgrade? Alright, Eternal Stone can only hit one thing. Power Stone can hit the Titan's Gratitude. Basically. And the Ember Stone we don't really care about. Okay, let's remove cards first, actually. So we've got 2 Train Stewards to remove still. That's 2 pieces of trash out of the deck. I think we take the Power Stone and we leave. Because I want to buy an artifact in the next ring. And so the only way to do that is to take a Power Stone and leave. We put the Power Stone on Titan's Gratitude. Could have purged a card. We'll do that next ring too, if we survive. We'll probably survive because of Divine Mark of a Champion. I mean, it's good. Our champion, I guess, isn't the most important thing. Heaven's Seal is bad. We can't turn that on. Sad, so we don't get the extra money. Well, here we go. Hero Fires are also kind of bad. We can actually fit 2 Demon Fiends in the center now, but if we did, we couldn't add Fledgling Imps with them. I really like adding the Fledgling Imps with the Demon Fiend. In other floors, we could add a Demon Fiend and the Shardtail Queen, but we couldn't add any Imps there. So we're kind of in a weird place where it's always going to be Shardtail Queen and a Demon Fiend in the center. Okay, well, let's do that. So Shardtail Queen and Demon Fiend in the center. And because you kill all the imps, we can do the Fledgling Imp this turn and next turn, no problem. We can also do the Rage Serum. Probably should have done that before we played the Shardtail Queen. Okay, we'll do it anyway. Now, we've got 3 Ember. Which one is most likely? Well, we're going to play this Demon Fiend. We're going to play it at the top. Let's do that first. So, now we've got 2 Ember. So is a Hornbreak or a Frozen Lance more likely to do anything to you? I guess the Hornbreak has a very small chance of killing you. Oh, it did? And it made the Frozen Lance free for that matter. Forgot about it making it free. That's important. Okay, Collector dies, which means we get 100 money, which means we can hopefully afford an artifact. Fledgling Imp definitely goes in the center. We could add a Queen's Impling somewhere. We could add a Queen's Impling at the bottom with this Demon Fiend. Play the Demon Fiend. So we can play Energy Siphon, which would make our Ice Tornado free. And that allows me to most likely avoid the self-mutilation. We would get a 3-cost Ice Tornado for next turn as well. Okay, let's do it. Transcend Imp, we're going to wait to play you. We're going to play you much later. Alright, Ice Tornado at the bottom. It hit the front one all of those times? Well, that's not what we wanted. Honestly, really not what we wanted. If we play another Queen's Impling, it just dies hitting these spikes. Or, well, it takes the 3 damage. Queen's Impling avoids 3 damage. Or we could play it here. We could play it here. That means you don't go to the next floor. Great. We could still play it at the bottom, but we're not going to. Hopefully this self-mutilation doesn't cost too much. It costs 2. That's kind of too much. We can play it if we play important work afterward, after playing Ice Tornado. So we're going to play Ice Tornado, definitely. We're going to play a Fledgling Imp in the center again. Let's play Ice Tornado first. Ice Tornado first at the bottom. Yes, it did hit the back one. Very important to me. Now, let's play a Fledgling Imp in the center. we want to play Self-Mutilation now. Play Self-Mutilation. We don't want to take that 5 damage. Transcend Imp, you're coming too fast. We're going to play you, just not now. If we play a Queen's Impling in the center, our Shardtail Queen doesn't take damage. So we will. If we play a Queen's Impling at the bottom, the Demon Fiend only takes 3 damage. So we will. The Molting Imp we're going to keep, because we might really want its effect. So, Frozen Lance. Actually, we can Important Work this Imp. Right, let's Important Work an Imp. And we get another Queen's Impling. I'm happy to spend another Queen's Impling. Alright, now Frozen Lances. And then we're done. Done for this turn. We have an Ice Tornado. Basically, we want to play the Ice Tornado whenever we get it so that we can kill the Purifiers. Killing the Purifiers is important to me. We could play the Frozen Lance so that things become free. I like that. Let's play the Fledgling Imp first so we get to draw another card. We drew a Hornbreak of all things. Okay. Well, now we play Frozen Lance. Makes all of those free. And then we're going to draw another card. We might be able to play it even. Energy Siphon. We could play it. Let's play it before the next Energy Siphon. Hornbreak here. Don't hit my Demon Fiend. Alright, you didn't hit the Demon Fiend. You did use up one of the Energy Siphons, though. Let's do the Energy Siphon and then the Ice Tornado next. You didn't get hit with the Ice Tornado. Alright. Hornbreak and Frozen Lance. The Frenzied Swarm hasn't been very important to play yet. I'm still glad that we have it in the deck, but we have not played it because of Ice Tornado so far. Okay, Ice Tornado at the bottom. We could play the Transcend Imp this turn. Let's think about it. Waves remaining 2. Which means we've got time to play the Transcend Imp. Because we're going to draw all of those cards next turn. And then we're going to draw a bunch of cards again. And then we're going to draw a bunch of cards again. So we'll get the Transcend Imp again. We will play it at the last opportunity, basically. So, Fledgling Imp here. And then, I guess the Ice Tornado at the bottom. Great. Now, we're playing spells. Things in the center are fine. Don't feel the need to play spells in the center. Okay. Let's play our Frozen Lances. Actually, let's play the Hornbreak first. Ooh, we drew another Ice Tornado. We'll save that for next turn. Frozen Lance. I guess we should play the Energy Siphon. Alright, you know, they didn't do much. All of those spells really don't do much for us. The Frozen Lances are pretty meaningless. Okay, so the next turn, if we don't happen to draw it this turn, we'll get the Transcend Imp. And we'll play the Transcend Imp next turn. So we should play the Molting Imp, probably. But just in case we draw Transcend Imp, I'm not going to play it first. We could actually Important Work this Imp. Okay, Important Work. There is a valid target. And then we can play Molting Imp. Wait a minute. It didn't sacrifice an imp? Did it try to sacrifice something that was not an imp? Does it work that way? I would feel very weird if it worked that way. Okay, so we have to play something that's not an imp next, just in case we draw a Transcend Imp with Winged Steel. I guess let's play not the Ice Tornado. Let's play Energy Siphon. Great, now we can play the Molting Imp. And then we can play a whole bunch of spells for very little effect. We're not going to play Titan's Gratitude, though, because we want to keep the Ice Tornado for next turn. So, Hornbreak... Actually, Hornbreak is not good either. We're going to play 3 spells. I said a bunch, I meant 3. Alright. There's the Transcend Imp. We're going to play that on the second floor, because the second floor is the big damage floor. So, let's play it. We're going to put it in the back so that it hopefully goes to the front. Actually, we have to play Fledgling Imp first. Fledgling Imp, and then Transcend Imp. Boom. Alright. 70 Rage. That's good for us. Now, it'd be nice to keep Frenzied Swarm in the hand, but we don't get to do that. Let's just play our Ice Tornadoes. So 1 Ice Tornado, 2 Ice Tornado. And then we get to play all of these, which does small amounts of damage. I guess the Energy Siphons first. Energy Siphon, Frozen Lance. Feels so silly using the Frozen Lance on those. And then Frenzied Swarm, discard these, make it so that we deal double damage to you. Okay. Next turn is the big one. The fact that you have Trample is very, very annoying. Very annoying that you have Trample. But we do kill you. How about that? We're already killing you. Alright, click end turn and win. I feel like we don't really have a good plan for the Last Divinity, but everything else we're doing just fine. March of Shields doesn't work very well. Impolate? Impolate does a lot of damage. Impolate does a lot of damage. Inflame and March of Shields doesn't work very well because we don't get to target our units. So let's take Impolate. Ooh, Guardian's Amulet. Guardian's Amulet is rather good. We have 2 things that discard our hand, too. Or 1 thing that discards our hand, 1 thing that discards a random card. So let's take Guardian's Amulet. Okay, I probably want the Merchant of Magic. That means we're not duplicating a Demon Fiend. Kind of want to duplicate a Demon Fiend for the Last Divinity fight, because the Shardtail Queen is going to die, and then we could replace her with a Demon Fiend. So I kind of do want to go this way, but I think hitting the Merchant of Magic might be good, and removing 2 more cards is incredible. So let's go this way. And what do I want to do? Take the Forgotten Boons, look at the Merchant of Magic. Power Stone is the only thing here I care about much at all. And Purge. Purge cards is good. Merchant of Trinkets, give me something good. Rules of Containment isn't great. Icicle Fracture is fine. We get to keep a card in our hand. But what cards do we care to keep in our hand, though? Frenzied Swarm? Guardian's Amulet? I don't know. I don't think we care that much. Let's re-roll. Re-roll, give me something else that's good. You know, I don't think we ever apply armor to our units. So Railhammer does nothing. We don't have any incant abilities, so Founding Seal does nothing. Firewall is the only thing that does anything. It's hard to argue that Firewall does more than purging a card, though. So we're not going to take an artifact, and that feels bad. Extreme Stone could go on Titan's Gratitude or Impelate. Seek Stone... How much do we care about Seek Stone? Not much. I think we are going to take Extreme Stone. So Extreme Stone we're going to put on Titan's Gratitude, because it gets much, much stronger. And then, in the Merchant of Magic, we're going to purge cards first. Actually, let's start with this one. Unstable Vortex, purge 2 cards. The energy siphons are a little bit better than I thought they were at the beginning, but not much. The Hornbreaks are probably the worst ones, because they kill our own units, sometimes. The Rage Serum is a consume spell, so, you know, in the Last Divinity fight it's pretty bad, though, because we might add Rage to the Last Divinity. Let's remove the Hornbreaks. The Hornbreaks are pretty bad when we can't target them. Now Merchant of Magic. Let's start purging cards. Because what would we upgrade? There's not a lot we would upgrade. We would upgrade basically Impelate. Okay, so should we remove Frozen Lances or Rage Serum? I think we remove Rage Serum, because it could be a detriment in the Last Divinity fight. So let's remove it. Purge again. Do we purge the Frozen Lances next? I think so. Frozen Lance goes. Just realized that the particular Seraph that we're fighting is not good for this deck. Because the first spell that we play gets Consume. But I'm more worried about the Last Divinity than Seraph. So let's purge again. And we're going to purge another Frozen Lance, I think. More than Energy Siphon? I guess more than Energy Siphon is Frozen Lance. I don't know, Energy Siphon doesn't do much. Let's remove one Energy Siphon. Alright. Now we've spent our money. We can still afford a Power Stone and Ember Stone, so let's do that. Power Stone, Ember Stone. The Impelate. Alright. And then we go into the Seraph fight. I don't feel good about this fight. And I don't feel good about the Last Divinity fight either. So let's see how this goes. I think we could die. I think we could die. We get the Draining Emblem, and we get 2 Vengeful Shards. The Vengeful Shards are just as bad. 3 Vengeful Shards. Sorry. Not 2. 3. The top floor became the big floor. Interesting. Does that change what we do? I don't think it does. I think we still play a Shardtail Queen along with a Demon Fiend at the top. So do I do anything else? I could... I'm thinking about avoiding the Ember Drain, but I don't think avoiding Ember Drain is that important. So let's play the Shardtail Queen and a Demon Fiend. Shardtail Queen and Demon Fiend at the top. Demon Fiend behind so that it's in front next turn. We could play the Queen's Impling and Important Work It, but I don't think that's valuable. let's start hitting things down here. If we play the Frozen Lance first, everything else becomes free. So let's do that. The Ice Tornado is going to cost 2. That's fine. The second Ice Tornado, that is. Oh, a Vengeful Shard. What a terrible draw. Alright. Frozen Lance killed the back one. That's good. Ice Tornado. Kill that Purifier, please. Thank you. And then we've got an Ice Tornado for next turn. We take 1 damage. We need to play a bunch of Fledgling Imps. Bunch of Fledgling Imps all the time. Let's do... yeah, we want the top to be the best. So, Fledgling Imp at the top. Yeah, Fledgling Imp at the top. We got Impolate. Nice. Probably going to use that. And then another Fledgling Imp at the top. Play all of the Fledgling Imps at the top. I'm curious, does this only count my deck? So 135 plus 10, we play a Fledgling Imp. Does that get reduced? It does not. I wonder if it gets reduced after imps die. Maybe not. Maybe it's always this value. I wish I already knew this about Impolate, but I have played it very infrequently. I think we want the Ice Tornado at the bottom, but I guess we play Energy Siphon first because it makes all the spells free. So let's do that. We got a Queen's Impling. Interesting. Let's start playing spells, though. We're going to play the Vengeful Shard. So, Vengeful Shard first. I want to play the smaller spells before we play Impolate. I guess the next one is Ice Tornado. And then Impolate could kill that one. Or it could hurt this one a bunch. Do we need to hurt that one a bunch? I don't think we do. It'd be nice to kill that back one though, but we don't get to choose that, so let's just Impolate here. Oh, we didn't play our Demon Fiend. Why did I not play Demon Fiend? Let's play Guardian's Amulet here. I guess we get to do that with Frenzied Swarm. Well, not playing our Demon Fiend when we drew it was kind of dumb. I admit. So we got a Demon Fiend for the center. Let's play that first before we make the same mistake. Great. We don't want to play our Transcend Imp just yet. I think starting with a Molting Imp up here is great. Molting Imp first. I wish you weren't Stealth. This Seraph the Diligent just has so many annoying effects. The Stealth is one of them, the Vengeful Shards is another, and of course the Draining Emblem. There's so many bad effects from this one boss. Alright. So that goes there, and then we play a Fledgling Imp behind it. Frenzied Swarm could do kind of nothing. I mean, we could play it, but it would do not much. Do we want to play 2 Queen's Implings down here to kill this front one first? I think we do. And then we play Frozen Lance. Ooh, this is the first spell card. Oh no, which spells have we consumed? We've consumed Energy Siphon, Frozen Lance. Good. Haven't been thinking about it, so I potentially would have made a mistake. Titan's Gratitude next. And then Vengeful Shard. Alright. Well, you're still alive. But you've only got 2 health, so any spell would kill you. Oh right, the Jack Strips killed it. But not until after it put out the self-mutilation, which is annoying. What are we doing at the bottom? I guess an Ice Tornado? We could do important work elsewhere, which would make the Ice Tornado free. We only get to play one of Vengeful Shard or Self-Mutilation, which is going to be Self-Mutilation. So let's do Fledgling Imp at the top. We always do that. Let's play our Demon Fiend this turn, but not until after we play spells. We can actually play both of these, but it would require me to burn the Ice Tornado or not play the Ice Tornado. And I don't really want to do that. I'd rather burn important work than burn Ice Tornado. Actually, this is... no. This is the normal one, not the Purge one. Okay, so let's play a Queen's Impling at the bottom. Queen's Impling at the bottom just dies. Okay. We can play important work at the top. Why does that not kill the imps? That still confuses me. Why does it not kill the imps? So now we can play Impelate and we can play Ice Tornado because important work has been consumed. Let's play Ice Tornado. We could even play the other Ice Tornado, but I think we want to save that till next turn and play the Impelate instead. Okay. Self-Mutilation actually gets purged, so let's play that. Play the Demon Fiend. And save 16 health? Sure. Save 16 health. Lose 2 health on the Pyre because of the Vengeful Shards. Seraph, you just have so much health. I'm very worried about the end of this fight. Because you have so much health. We could get rid of some of the spell shield, which might be a good idea. We don't have a whole lot of spells here. I want to play the Ice Tornado at the bottom to kill the Purifier, of course. But I kind of want to remove 2 spell shields. Might do that anyway. Let's see here. Let's see if we can remove spell shields from Seraph. So play this first. Should have probably played the Imp first because we draw a card. Did not... oh, did we just... oh no, we burned our Ice Tornado. Didn't we? We did not? We didn't. Because it was the Purge one. Okay, great. Yes, we still have an Ice Tornado in there. Alright. Oh man. Have to think about that. And it'd be nice to actually think about it. Fledgling Imp draws me a card. There's the Ice Tornado that we want to not burn. I think we play that in the center. Right now. Alright, 2 spell shield gone. The Vengeful Shards just hurt us. Nothing we can do there. The Guardian's Amulet, we could play Queen's Impling down here. We're going to play Frenzied Swarm. So actually we're going to discard this Ice Tornado, and we're going to discard the Vengeful Shards. Okay. Which one do we dazed? We could daze the bottom, but we care about your health more than the bottom health. So let's not daze the bottom. Let's Guardian's Amulet on the bottom. Frenzied Swarm is going to hit the center. And let's hope the Frozen Lance hits Seraph. Great. Get rid of that Spell Shield. Alright, Spell Shield gone on Seraph. It doesn't do a lot, because our spells don't do amazing amounts of damage, but they do like, a couple hundred. I think 150 and 225 are our big spells. Oh, and this one, which is increasing in how much damage it does. Great. Play the Fledgling Imp first. Always the Fledgling Imp first. then. This one has Purge, so we want to play it first, so that we don't consume one of our actual spells. I think we want to do the top to save 15 health on probably the most important unit that we have. Okay, let's do it. Now, what are we doing? We could keep you to get to die up here. We could start hitting Seraph with spells, basically. And I don't hate that idea. The Transcend Imp we will draw again, so we don't play it yet. I think we play our 2 highest damage dealing spells. Although the fact that both of you are going up is kind of annoying. Both of you going up is kind of annoying. Maybe we should do the Titan's Gratitude down here. Or the Impelate. Both of them are basically the same. Okay, we should probably hit one of you with one of these spells. So let's do Impelate down here. And then do the Titan's Gratitude at the top, so that we hit Seraph for 225. Discard Vengeful Shard, please. Ho ho! All you have to do is wiggle your card around in a circle, and it does what you want. Okay, this one we don't want to play first. So what's the first spell that we play? Frozen Lance, definitely. Frozen Lance is the first spell. Let's play a Fledgling Imp first. And then we play Frozen Lance as our first spell. So it consumes. Next, we've got to play this Ice Tornado. Got to. So let's do that next. Great, it hit both of the ones I really wanted it to hit. Now we play Impelate. Hitting Seraph is fine. Not what I would have chosen, but fine. We'll get back to the Transcend Imp again, especially as our deck gets much, much smaller. Because of everything being consumed. Look at our consume pile. It's humongous. Granted, most of those are imps. We've only lost 5 spells, actually. We've only lost 5 spells. Guardian's Amulet, we should play in the center. And then we'll play one of the Vengeful Shards. Okay. How much attack does Seraph have? This is my big question. Seraph has 17 times 3 attack. That's a lot more than I would like to see. A lot more than I would like to see. Oh man. Alright, well, we're going to do the Purge Ice Tornado as our first spell. So let's play our Fledgling Imp at the top like we usually do. Let's play our Purge Ice Tornado next. I'm going to do that at the bottom. And then, do we do the rest of them at the bottom? I think we do. Because you two will be defeated by the next floor, no problem. So we're doing all the spells at the bottom. Let's do Frozen Lance next. Frozen Lance next. Great. We're going to do Guardian's Amulet, which will decrease how much damage Seraph deals. Not that it allows you to hit more than once, but it did something. And then we're going to play the Ice Tornado because we're going to play Frenzied Swarm, so there's no reason to keep an Ice Tornado in the hand. So play that next. And then Titan's Gratitude? No, Impelate, and then Titan's Gratitude. Titan's Gratitude, don't discard Frenzied Swarm, please. Thank you. We could play this Ice Tornado, or we could keep it in the deck. Let's play it. And then Frenzied Swarm, discard those two. Alright, we've got a total of 12 cards in the deck. We draw 8 every turn, plus we draw another one with Queen's Tail and another one there. So we draw 10 cards every turn. That's pretty interesting that we draw 10 cards every turn. It's unfortunately not 12. It's not our entire deck, unfortunately. If it wasn't our entire deck, then we could guarantee some things. We could guarantee getting Transcendent next turn, by the way, which we can't guarantee with what we do now. It's very, very likely, though. And we'd rather play it next turn because it does so much and it would save some health. But I don't think we should do it next turn. I think we have to do it this turn, if we're going to do it at all. Just to make sure that we play it. The only reason to not do that is worrying that we might not get to play it, or that we don't win if we don't play it next turn. I think we win. You have 17 times 3. I think we win, but I'm actually not sure. I would like to be more sure than I am. Anyway, let's do this here, because that's nothing to think about. Then we play the Transcendent. Okay. 90 Rage. I like to see the 90 Rage. What did we consume that turn? We haven't consumed anything yet. So we could play the Frozen Lance first to make sure that we consume that one. So let's do that. Consume this Frozen Lance. We should not care about the Vengeful Shards. Just play the rest of the things. So Ice Tornado makes those two free. Gives us another Ice Tornado for next turn. And then we get to play one Vengeful Shard. Okay, let's see what happens next turn. I'm worried. Especially because our Demon Fiend is in front. Okay. We are not winning currently, but we haven't played anything. We also got Frenzied Swarm, which I think means that we get to win. Let's start with a Fledgling Imp. Fledgling Imp first. I want to play all of our spells if we can. So that means starting with Ice Tornado. Ooh, we don't get to play Guardian's Amulet if I start with Ice Tornado. Interesting. Also, Impelate does more damage and it costs 0. So we could start with that one. Ooh. Now we're winning. So we don't play Ice Tornado. Or we don't play the expensive one. We play the Vengeful Shards so that they don't deal us damage. Alright. Well, we're making it to the Last Divinity fight. Alright. Now the problem is we have trouble in the Last Divinity fight. Because our Shardtail Queen dies. Alright, here we go. Well, it's the last battle at least. I don't feel confident, but We could actually win. Let's see which floor gets the extra stuff. The top floor again. Oh, the top floor. The top floor is not good, because the Shardtail Queen dies in 3 turns at the top floor guaranteed. And we can't fit it on any other floor with a Demon Fiend and Imps. We could put it at the bottom floor with a Demon Fiend, and it would probably survive a little bit longer on the bottom floor than 3 turns, but not a lot longer. And then we could still play the Imps elsewhere, it's just that they'll cost Ember elsewhere. Hard choices. Hard choices. I think we play this Demon Fiend in the center. I think. Or do we play it at the top? Because you just deal less damage at the top, you only do 12 damage at the top. The Guardian's Amulet is interesting though, because it can reduce the damage a fair amount. Man, I don't know what to do. The problem with the Shardtail Queen in the center is that we can't put a Demon Fiend with it. The problem with it at the top is that it dies in 3 turns guaranteed. The problem with it at the bottom is that we can't play Imps alongside it, although it might survive longer. I think we add the worst Demon Fiend on the bottom floor. Okay, I'm making the choice that we're playing the Shardtail Queen at the bottom. And let's hope that it works out. Because it's going to take 14 damage from the Last Divinity every other turn. Man, that's pretty bad. That is pretty bad. I'm thinking, still thinking, can't put it in the center. If we put it at the top, it dies too quickly, unless we play the Guardian's Amulet all the time. Which we don't really get to do. We are going to play this Demon Fiend at the top. Let's start there. We know that's going to happen. We know that we're playing the Shardtail Queen somewhere, and we know that we're playing this Queen's Impling. The Queen's Impling could go in the center and just deal 10 damage. If we put the Shardtail Queen at the bottom. Maybe we should play Ice Tornado first before we play Shardtail Queen. Because then we know whether the Shardtail Queen survives the first turn or not. Let's play the Queen's Impling. Queen's Impling is going to go here. Energy Siphon, of all things. Okay, that doesn't help us. Doesn't help us make decisions. Energy Siphon, we don't play that at the bottom. We play that, I guess, at the top. And that gives us more things that we could do this turn. Actually, if we play a Demon Fiend, I said I wanted this Demon Fiend at the bottom. Let's do that. So we're going to draw another card first. We drew Frozen Lance. Frozen Lance doesn't not help my choices. Although it does mean we could play the Frozen Lance instead of the Energy Siphon, which is good because it might hit one of the back ones. It's bad because it increases the attack of those. Oh man. I think we play the spells before we play the Shardtail Queen. It did hit a back one. Great. Important work. Sacrifice this in. Ooh, Frenzied Swarm. And we can afford it. That means the bottom will all be dazed. Which means we could put the Shardtail Queen in front this turn. Wonderful. Alright. Shardtail Queen in front. We play the Ice Tornado. We get another Ice Tornado that we have to discard, unfortunately. Because it'd be nice to have it for next turn. Guardian's Amulet, I actually want to play at the top. Yeah, let's play that at the top so that you survive a little bit longer. And then Frenzied Swarm at the bottom. Okay. Don't know how we're going to do, but the Fledgling Imps are going at the top, by the way. All of the Fledgling Imps go at the top. We get our other Demon Fiend, which goes in the center. So you go in the center. We are going to put an Imp in front of you, but we haven't really decided which one. The bottom we can't put Imps. That's one of the problems with what we've done so far. Can't put Imps at the bottom. Also, they all have Spell Shield, which is really annoying. Fledgling Imp goes at the top. Because you're probably going to survive longer than this one, I think. Are you going to survive longer than this one? I want to put the Fledgling Imp on the floor that has the best survival rate. Is that the center floor? I don't think so. Because, for example, this one's going to hit the center floor very hard next turn. I don't know what I'm going to do about it. This turn we might not play any more spells. Okay, Fledgling Imp at the top. There's so much space at the top. Should I have added you to the top? Because I could have added Fledgling Imps every turn and you. Ooh, was that a mistake? I think that was a mistake. Another Fledgling Imp at the top. So the Molting Imp does 5 damage, which means that you die before you get to the top. I like that, because of Jack Strips. That's good. Let's do the Molting Imp here. And then we play our spells. Frozen Lance goes first, so that the rest are free. Do we play the spells at the bottom? Because even though you guys have Spell Shield, you are the most dangerous by far. And so playing the spells here might be good, because getting rid of you guys is important. Okay, fine. Spell Shield on you? Of all the ones. Alright, Impalate next. Actually, Frozen Lance next. We got rid of one of your Spell Shields. Impalate next. Alright, we're at least getting rid of the Spell Shields. And we got rid of one of the guys. Okay. Well, I'm still very worried about you. Unfortunately, you did not get hit. And that's all we're playing this turn. We'll save the Queen's Implinks. For future. Future when they do something. Alright. First thing to do is play Fledgling Imp at the top. Transcend Imp, you're going to be good, but don't know when we're going to play you. We might play you earlier than we normally would. Frozen Lance is going to be our first spell. You're annoying. The Shardtail Queen is dying. We want to save the Shardtail Queen. But it's going to be very hard to save the Shardtail Queen. because you're not going to die unless the Impalate happens to hit you, which means 14 damage from the boss and 16 damage from you kills the Shardtail Queen no matter what we do. That is the way of it. Also, the Demon Fiend in the back is dying real fast. Alright. Apparently, the bottom floor is dying. As we knew that it would, the Shardtail Queen, I don't think survived 3 turns. It survived 2 turns. Which means I should have put it at the top. Oh well. What do we do? Still thinking about what we do. I guess let's play a Queen's Impling in the center. Right? There's no other point to play it elsewhere. So Queen's Impling in the center. Save some health. Not much health, but saved a little bit of health. Next, our most expensive spell is the Frozen Lance. We really need to kill you, so we're going to play the Frozen Lance here. Both Ice Tornadoes are free. Nice. Play the Purge one first. You still haven't died. Alright, next Ice Tornado. Next Ice Tornado? Alright, finally killed the one I was targeting. Now I think we impalate down here to try to deal a lot of damage to one of these. We did it to the Last Divinity. Oh man. This is falling apart a little bit faster than I was expecting it to. Shardtail Queen has already died. We have to try to save you. You're important to us. We've got the Frenzied Swarm, so that means that you could not get damaged this turn. Or we could use it on you so that you don't get damaged. Either way, we want to save you as much as we can. Where do we put our Queen's Impling? I think we played in the center. We got another Queen's Impling. Do we play it at the bottom? You still die, even if we play it at the bottom. Let's impalate in the center. It killed the Queen's Impling. We don't know whether it's going to do that or not. So that's part of the reason why I played it in the center, instead of playing Queen's Impling at the bottom and then doing it. Okay, we've got crappy spells this turn. Crappy spells. I've got to deal with the center, but I've also got to deal with Chains the Sighted eventually, which is a problem. I guess we wait till you get to the top, because then you'll have spell weakness. At least. Alright. So, we're going to do all of our spells here. Starting with Frozen Lance. And then Titan's Gratitude, because we really don't want to discard Frenzied Swarm. Oh my gosh. We really didn't want to discard that. Well, now we play Frozen Lance again, and Frozen Lance again, and then we play Guardian's Amulet at least. Oh, that hurts. That hurts a lot. We've stopped getting imps every turn. So we only have the Transcend Imp and this Queen's Impling now. Which means this is a fine turn to play the Transcend Imp. Do we play the Queen's Impling first? I think we do. And then Transcend Imp, make this guy as strong as you can. Okay. We're still doing very poorly. Also, all of our spells cost the same amount, which is very problematic for how our spells work. I think we play the Ice Tornado at the top first. We could play the other Ice Tornado. We would keep the weight of Contrition, but I think that's okay. Let's play the other Ice Tornado. Okay. And then playing more spells at the top hits the Last Divinity for more damage, but it doesn't do much other than that. I mean, that's good, but we might want to play spells at the bottom to try to take out something. I don't know. Probably should have played an imp there. Probably should have played the Queen's Impling here, so that you survived a little bit longer. Well, the middle floor is dying. And so all we've got left is spells. That's painful. Let's hope this hits the front one. It didn't hit the front one, which means we don't get to kill the front one. So we might as well play our other spells elsewhere, like here. Okay, that was a bad turn. Overall, that was a bad turn. Our middle floor dies this turn. And we've got the Weight of Contrition again, and it costs 3. Ouch. We're not doing well. Can we play this even though there's no imp? No? Okay. Well, Frenzied Swarm is good to play, because that means that you survive a little bit longer. I think we have to play Titan's Gratitude and hope that it hits Chains the Sighted. Oh, how about that? The Frenzied Swarm got discarded again. How very unlucky. There's nothing we can do about you, so I guess we Guardian's Amulet here. And then you probably kill the Pyre, because 200 damage? You have to do 200 damage. Playing 3 Frozen Lances probably doesn't change that. So let's play the Frozen Lances here, where it might actually kill something. It killed something. How about that? We got lucky for once. Granted, we're either dying here or in 2 turns. I don't think we can do anything to survive 2 turns. Okay. We're going to try our hardest, but the fact that we got 2 Weights of Contrition again is very unfortunate. And you only have 41 health left. You're our only unit. Let's play Frozen Lance, see what it does. Frozen Lance. Hit the wrong one. Alright, next is Energy Siphon. And then an Ice Tornado, probably. Actually, Impalate is probably better. Yeah, let's do Impalate next. It hit the boss. Not what we wanted. We could play Frozen Lance to hopefully hit this one. It does mean we don't get to play the Weight of Contrition. Oh man. We're in bad straits here. Let's do the Ice Tornado. At least our guy survives. But this one kills us. And we can't do anything about that? Even if the Frozen Lance hits the front one with both itself and the token of a traitor, it would not die to 1 hit from our Demon Fiend. If it died from 1 hit from our Demon Fiend, then the Demon Fiend would kill both of them. but you would be at 126 health, which is one more than we can deal with. We do it anyway, because what else do we do? And then we die. It was a pretty good run. It was a pretty good run, but we couldn't do the Last Divinity fight. I'm glad we defeated Seraph, though. I'm happy that we defeated Seraph in this one. But Hellhorned Stygian, you remain one of the 2 clan combinations I have not won with. Still. Alright. We'll try again another time. Next time we get to do Umbra Melting again. Since this was a loss, I still have 2 clan combinations with which to earn a divine win. On the right, I am featuring Clipped Conduit, who are always scary. Enemies skipping the 2nd floor can be very bad, and I couldn't target these conduits in this run, but luckily I was able to defeat them anyway. Seraph the Diligent scared me, but I ended up doing just fine in the battle. I think I could have easily lost to Seraph the Diligent this time if I hadn't played that battle so carefully. On the left, Demon Fiend was my big minion this run, and I liked them, but somehow I still wanted to have more survivability. Over 100 health just isn't enough. I played with Transcend Imp for the first time. I am surprised it has taken this long for me to add a Transcend Imp to one of my decks. Transcend Imp is incredible and did great things this run. For artifacts, I am showing the Queen's Tail. Always nice to get the Queen's Tail when you are playing with the Shardtail Queen. And I also had Collection of Tails, so tails all around. History of the World I was able to play with for the first time this run. It was good, allowing my champion and a Demon Fiend to be together with some extra space for imps. However, I think I disagreed with which floor was expanded every single battle I had it. Check out my tracking sheet, link in the video description. New episodes every Saturday, and thanks for watching.